What's up? Hi Rob, hi, oh, I forgot I still have the Wiley 6 state folder. I could probably benefit from some Wiley 6 practice anyway. I've seen. Big. We will be watching at some point today, ideally. But between, I'm not gonna watch it on stream, obviously, and, like, between stream and, homework and modcast, I don't know if I'll have the time today. Okay, that was just really bad spacing on my part. Like, extremely bad. I should have been way further away by then. Wait, does this game not let you buffer inputs, like, through, like, mouse cutscenes? I know at least in Copy Robot. I know for Copy Robot and Mega Man 1, you were able to, like, buffer a jump. You were able to buffer inputs through the cutscene. If that's not a thing, I just never noticed until now. Luna, what's this all about? What's this all about? Why are you concerned, Demon, for posting? Who does this benefit? Oh, that made me realize that. My dystopia was like slightly covering my Oh, that's bad positioning actually for the start of this fight. That's like a tiny mistake, but that's gonna change like everything on this fight. Yup. Bad positioning. Thanks for the good luck, or I guess to have fun, but not the good luck. Not the fucking package guy. I've been saying guy is an interjection. Hi, Amsterdam. Guy who brings a bag lunch. What if the package contained the bag lunch? Is this anything? It's true, it's true. This is like the one downside of like getting into the one downside of getting into sports with the schedule I have is that like my designated doing homework time for the past however many years is now like when most games are happening, so like 90% of the time, even if I do want to watch a game, I'm doing homework while the game is on. And this year it's kind of nightmare because like 5 AP classes. That's what I'm saying. Like, how did they do this? Side note, I still gotta re-listen to Flood now that it's actually on streaming. Shoutouts to all the gay shoutouts to all the gay furry Boris communists of the world. They're the people keeping the world spinning. I walked back too early? Why is capsule drop so hard today? Girl who has received a ping. I will check the ping after I finish this attempt. Boris is gonna make it to 4 decades, trust. Oh my god, I wasn't thinking, I just flat out was not thinking. I forget if bouncing is an instant shell walk, yeah it is. That's entirely my fault. I was completely just not thinking, and I forgot that you have to wait until side wave to kill it safely. Basically, the attack you kill phase 2 on determines the first attack of phase 3. So you always want to kill it on the side wave attack when it's on the left side of the screen. So that you both always get the easiest attack in phase 3, and also you always can make sure that the rest of the fight plays out pretty consistently. I haven't really done, like, any actual, like, no-miss perfect runs, but I'm curious how no-miss perfectable this fight is. Girl, that is really into numbers? That's a lot of ooms. I got a lot of math autism ooms. You're reminding me that the other day I proposed the idea of, like, being a Therian but for numbers. Like, instead of being like a cat or a dog or whatever, you're just the number 7. Is this anything? That sounds chill, honestly. I didn't think through the implications, I just liked the premise. Phase 3 has kind of been today, so far. Phase 2 has been pretty solid, though. Sometimes I, like, doubt if this is the hardest boss in the game, and then I remember that it can take me, like, 15 minutes just to do it once, and then I'm like, yeah, no. Yeah, this is definitely still the hardest boss in the game. If I ever start thinking otherwise, just remind me that I'm being delusional. Like, snap me back to reality. I don't have math autism, but I rolled, like, good at school autism. So, like, kind of understanding math enough to, like, get by just comes with that territory. I kind of forgot AIOU was here, honestly. I've talked about this a couple times, but the thing with math for me is that I find it interesting to, like, read about, or, like, try and, like, find out, like, how the system works, the systems work, if I'm, like, not expected to actually be able to understand it, but when there is, like, expectation put on understanding and being able to apply it, that's when I'm, like, I'm out, you know? Like, math is more interesting to learn about than to actually learn, I guess. Biggie's mistake, but yeah, you're true. The world needs it. I've watched the Otis video too many times to be able to take Funkmaster Flex seriously in like any capacity. I just hear his name and like chuckle a little because like just like evokes that fucking. It's true. I still don't know why it's so rare for him to start that attack on the right side. Okay, that was just a very bad screen position when he popped rain. It's true. Famously. #1 Queens, New York fan. Yeah, I think you mentioned this. I kind of forget Toronto is like that, honestly. Why did he turn around? Why did he turn his face around? I got mixed up so hard there. Basically, the way he's facing on that attack determines the direction the raindrops are gonna fall. He was facing right for, like, most of that attack, or, like, most of the telegraph, and then he just hit the wall and faced left, and I was just, like, completely blindsided by it, and I didn't have enough time to adjust. I didn't even know that could happen. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be a super astounding Mighty Six session. But, like, not every session can be, you know? Sometimes it's just a bad Wily 6 there. I'm either gonna first try this fight or take, like, 10 attempts to it, no in between. Couldn't get the kill. And I get flanked by bouncing. Happens. I thought it would be funny to put those there. Why do they have those? You could just set your tags to whatever you want, like within reason. So I just thought it would be funny to have it be those. They used to be, like, a lot. They used to be, like, actually defined tags, but I think you've been able to just set them to whatever you want for the past, like, 4 or 5 years, somewhere in that range. Yeah. Wait, that reminds me, one of my friends tried streaming a Super Lesbian Animal RPG yesterday. She literally couldn't put the name of the game in the title because it had lesbian in it, and they don't let you put lesbian in the title. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. She literally had to, like, make the title Super Her Name RPG so that I would get the point across. Yeah, Twitch is just extremely trigger happy with what you can and what you can't, like, put on there. Famously! Okay, this getting... That's gonna sort itself out. Yeah, sort itself out. As am I. Help me. I do not know what to do. For I am this. I am a member of this group. Oh my god. Could I have jumped over both of them there? I think I'm gonna get like one Wily 6, and then I'm gonna like actually beat the fight once, and then I'm gonna start doing Wily 4 end attempts. I think my current goal is just get a Wily 6 entry. Yeah, it's really funny, and also that, like, before I started actually grinding this and figured out how that attack works, that attack was, like, genuinely making me consider whether or not this was humanly viable. Because there's not a telegraph on, like... Or it's not that, it's more so when he stops, because there's not a telegraph on when he stops. So I was worried that there would be, like, a bunch of different times when he could stop. And also that you'd be able to stop at, like, way more positions on the screen. So it would basically just turn that attack into an RNG check, but, like... You can play Phase 3 in a way where... He's basically only ever going to, Like, you should play your cards right, he's basically only ever gonna... pop, that attack when he's in the left corner of the screen. So it's actually a lot more manageable than I thought it was gonna be. Not more manageable than it looks, because it just looks manageable outright, but, like... Before I started practicing this, I was genuinely, like, scared as hell of that attack. That's the thing, being able to do a fight, like, once in every 20 minutes is, like, significantly more consistent than I thought I ever would have been able to get this. I was worried that once every 20 minutes would be, like, the end game of consistency for this, instead of, like, significantly below average like it ended up being, which is really good, even if it means that this is going to be a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Not that it's going to be easy to get, but, like, I was expecting to be here for, like, a 4-digit hour count, and now I doubt if I'd get it in, like, over 500. But, like, it's way too early to tell. For what it's worth, I have felt this, like, I'm only, like, 30 hours in and I've already felt myself getting, like, significantly better at Mega Man in general for starting this. Yup. I should put this in the smaller playlist, honestly. Bouncing might actually be the hardest attack to do in this fight consistently now. I don't think I have now. That being said, speaking of BCNR, I was, like, scrolling through, like, Twitter the other day, and I just got jump scared by, like, BCNR Japan Tour. Special guests, Ichiko Alba and Bet Cover, and I was like, kill me, bro. Why can't I be there? They were the guests at, like, 2 different shows, but, like, still. And I was like, why couldn't I be there? What are you doing to me? We're Black Country New Road. We get to tour with Ichiko Alba and Bet Cover. Fuck you! Bouncing is so hard to do consistently. I way underestimated phase 2 before I started going for this, I think. Oh, I see. High pixel. For a second, I like brain farted there because I was like, didn't for the first time come out 2019? And I have no clue where I got that from. Maybe I was confusing it with like Schlagenheim? I think I confused it with Schlagenheim in my mind. Like release year wise. Hard. That's crazy work. I thought I was gonna be able to run into that. It's stuff like this that makes you remember this is actually a hard grind and that I'm not a complete fraud. Like, sometimes I like slightly get in my own head about how hard this is, and I'm like, would this even be a new hardest? Would this even be harder than Mega Man 1? And then I do, and then this happens, and I'm like, I am fucking stupid for ever entertaining that this is somehow easier than Mega Man 1 no-hit with weapons. Even without balls glitch. Like, I am genuinely fucking stupid for entertaining that. I got that shot? Huh. I mean, I'm not complaining about an extra shot, but like, yeah. I didn't know that was the case. That's chill. That's quite chill. Okay, I think this fight works similar on the right anyway. I just, once again, I kind of just stopped thinking. I'm saying. Doesn't matter because I fucked up the capsule drop. This is a better phase 1 attempt song than a phase 3 attempt song anyway, it works. Real. Bouncing is just the hardest attack ever today, I think. And also phase 3 is the hardest thing ever done in any Mega Man game ever. Harder than Super Shadow, harder than Omega Cockroach. Harder than all the Magnable Super Bosses in a row. Harder than Magnable 3 max %. No unforced damage. It's harder than all of that. You can't do anything harder than phase 3 of BM 1.2, Wily Buster only. If you try to do anything harder than it, your head will just, like, explode clean off. That's how hard that phase is. Why am I trying to do that like it's straight on the right? Maybe I'll just start doing one of the 4 attempts once I get to 30 minutes on the practice timer. I mean, I got a 1 HP. I got a 1 HP joke on dashes. I think this will be my last phase 2 attempt before I pivot. Unless I get it, then I'll go for a 2x attempt. I don't know how my Wily machine consistency was so good last night. Or not last night, 2 nights ago. I guess this is just a hard fight to be consistent on. Like harder than I gave it credit for. I think I just had one good session and I was like, oh, this is mega consistent, before remembering, wait, bouncing is like the hardest attack ever in the world in the history of ever. And also phase 3 is really hard. I do think bouncing might genuinely be the hardest attack in the game. It's either that or spread walk. Dash is a lot easier than I would have thought going in. And so is shield walk. What was that? Why did my Sophia just stutter so much? I really gotta figure out how to fix that. It's not like a full computer thing, it's just the Sophia whenever it does that. What was that? Was I like holding left plus right? Oh, my input display is not up. Didn't realize. If my input display isn't there, somebody's gotta yell at me. Because I am not gonna pick up until I just look at the top left of my monitor. And then just go, oh. Not there. Okay. Let's see how good we are at everything else in the endgame. Oh wait, I should probably explain what the big thing with this grind is this weekend. Basically, Parrot's been doing a, like a 24-hour marathon stream, or like 24/7 marathon stream, rather. So like, just basically just like a week of marathon stream. And, because I'm friends with her, I'm one of the people running the modcast for that. So, I got the idea to do like a showcase low hit attempt of that, either on Friday or Saturday. And I'm currently, like, I got the okay for it. So we should be able to get that running, this weekend. Maybe get a PB? I'm not counting on it, but it would be cool. I don't know how much people are gonna care, but, like, I don't know, I just think it's a cool opportunity to get more eyes on this than just, like my streams get. I might try and, like, post a link in, like, some Mega Man places. You got some, like Mega Man ROM hack community members, to, like, see what's going on. I gotta listen to more Night, dude. I still haven't listened to Burning Desire somehow. I guess that answers whether I'm good at Wily 4. Base feels so much slower now that I've played Wily 6 Fight for a bit. In terms of how, like, fast you deal damage. I should probably, like, make notes for the showcase run. Mods Crush a Skull, thanks. What are the stutters about? It's an NES emulator. That shouldn't be an issue in the slightest. I can't find anything about it whenever I try and look it up. Like, just tell me what the issue is. Like I said, zero reason an NES emulator should be having anything below 60 FPS on a computer with like 16 gigs of RAM. Absolutely no reason why a 2021 computer should not be able to handle this. If it was like Mega Man 11 or like a more recent game, I would understand. I don't understand why it's doing this on literally Dystopia. I thought it was just a computer uptime issue, but like I restarted my computer and it still did it. Okay, well, they finally true. This is a smaller place. If it's not, it should be. Okay. I still need to listen to an Aesop Rock album that isn't this one. This is still the only one I've heard. First volley 5 exit out of Gemini? Nice. Or like first volley 5 enter. I forget if I said enter or exit. Blade. A what or a what? Coca-Cola reference? Coca-Cola reference? I think that's a Coca-Cola reference. Hi hi. Lola. Fuck, that's such a messed up interaction. That's such a scary interaction. That's such a scary interaction when he bounces off the wall. And he does plug balls. I don't even know if I've seen that ever. I guess that's a sign that you should get out of the corner, if you're, like, worried that he can do that. But, like, you kind of don't have the chance, a lot of the time. I think you might just have to tank that, honestly. That or, like, play the entire fight so that you can't get cornered. Like, stay as far from the corner for the entire fight to the full extent that that's possible. Which is kind of hard to do, just because of, like, the nature of his movement. This would have been a good song for a deep attempt. Still so fucking issue. I don't know what the issue is. That was too early? That one kind of like jolted me back a little. It is kind of nice to be in the super early phase of this grind, like, relatively speaking. Because even if, like, even if I'm kind of in, like, a shit mood, I still don't have... It's still not, like, I'm not at the point where, like, I have to be in, like, a super good meta to make progress. Not grind-specific meta, just, like, life mentally, you know? Like, if I'm having a shitty day or something, I can still kind of, like, hop on and, like... You know, I can still hop on and, like, get meaningful progress. Because what's meaningful progress now is a lot smaller and therefore a lot less dependent on, not even like I said, not even grind-specific mental, just like mental health in general. Like, you're not really on the full expectations of you are at the point where this is clearable. I am still, like, several months out from this being clearable. So I know I should get my water bottle, probably. Why is it dropping to 50 FPS? Like, literally, why is an NES emulator having frame drops to that extent? Honestly, maybe I just have to, like, clear out my Eternal Songs folder if I want to actually be able to play Mega Man with, like, a reasonable amount of disk space, because maybe it's a disk space thing. And my Eternal Songs folder is, like, the most easily deletable thing on my disk. To, like, free up storage space, because I'm not really playing the game much anymore, and it's completely massive. Like, delete everything except the standalone songs that I don't want to lose. And then we might just be chilling. I was about to be like, have I really only pressed S not even 2,000 times this session? And then I realized, oh yeah, me not having the input display for the first like 30 minutes of stream thing. In case you have not been able to tell, school has just been wearing me out, especially today. And this is kind of just the thing I play as like a source of respite from that. Just like something to take my mind off of it, but like it's a lot harder to take your mind off of it when it's just kind of, it's basically just like the same as you. Like, it's the same thing I have with Osu, where like if I don't have anything to distract my thoughts, and like past a certain point playing the game just kind of becomes like automatic, then my mind just drifts to life stuff. And it kind of fucking sucks. That's always why I never got people who were like, oh, playing this game is like, able to like, oh, playing this game like over and over was like, able to let me distract myself from life stuff, but like, I've pretty much always had the exact opposite thing happen. Or at the very least with games where like the act of playing them is so automatic, which this is starting to get to. Especially in the stages. The bosses I'm using a lot more like conscious, like mental energy. But the stages are just very mindless, so like, it kind of dredges that up. What is the issue? I don't get why Dystopia is doing this. Dystopia UE below. Can Google give me like anything? I can find stuff for overclocking, which isn't what I'm looking for. Is there a way to like... What the fuck is the VSync thing? Because I'm wondering if VSync is part of it. But I don't know where VSync is in the Dystopia thing. Nope. Okay, I tried VSync on. Let's see if that does anything. Hopefully VSync does away with the issues. And also hopefully it's like playable input lag-wise. I can like actually feel the input delay difference, which is a lot more, it's like a lot less than I can usually say. Usually I'm pretty numb to input lag, but like, here it's actually making a difference. But the visuals feel smoother, it feels like less choppy. Sometimes even when it was saying it was 60 FPS, my visuals felt choppy. So maybe this will throw me off less because the input delay is more consistent, even if it's like more annoying to my gameplay than Doesn't help. Fucking lovely. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Oh, yep. I entirely forgot I muted because I thought I heard something, and I didn't want to. Yeah. 80 gigabytes. 80 gigabytes that I'm deleting for, I'm just deleting a bunch of stuff off my drive right now. I'm just deleting my entire Eterna songs folder just because that's really one of the only things I can delete to see if this is a disk space issue. Like if I don't have enough disk space and I just need to like clean some stuff out just so that I can actually have Dystopia not randomly lag spike for some reason. I have absolutely no clue what's causing it, and Google is not helping in the slightest, and also this emulator is like... It's not like there's a Discord I can just join for tech support. I don't even know how I would contact anyone who, like, knows, like, shit about this. I just gotta pray this works. I will probably look into switching emulators after this grind. Okay, I think it's all deleted. I think we're fine. Hopefully this will, like, let us know if it was a disk space issue or not. And if not, maybe I can, like, toy around with, like, VSync. Like, turning it back off. I don't think... I had, like, 30 gigs free, roughly, before this. And now I have, like, 100 something. Because my Eterna songs folder is like 80-something gigs. I'll probably end stream soon anyway, because it's getting to the point where I want to like lock in on school stuff and not have like 5 seconds to do so. So far, so good, but, like, I don't know. Okay, so maybe it was just a disk space thing. Well, that's kind of annoying because it means I can't really have that much on my disk at any given time. And I only have like a 512 gig SSD. So like kind of annoying, but it is what it is. I did OBS drop from like 4 bars to 3 bars, huh? I mean, it's back at 4 now, but like, huh? Also, this is gonna be annoying if I ever, like, am working on the 90 dock simultaneously with doing Mega Man stuff, because it means I'm gonna have to have my disk clean enough so that I can run an emulator without getting stutters, but that also means that I'm gonna have to be, like, way more diligent with disk space usage for the dock. And I'm probably gonna have more storage by then anyway, but, like, you know. So I guess this does reaffirm that, maybe it's just, like, my monitor doesn't like 60.09 FPS or whatever the, it's like 60.09, 60.1 native NES frame rate. So maybe this is, like, appeasing it somehow. Well, I can test no movie sync after this and see if it feels any different. Okay, I'll test no VSync. Okay, no VSync kind of feels the same. But also my inputs feel way cleaner. Yeah, it's cleaner inputs versus, cleaner visuals. And I don't know which, like, trade-off I want to make. They should just give monitors a 60.09 whenever the NES 90 frame rate is, frames per second optimum. What am I doing? The session has probably been, like, the most nothing over an hour session so far. Hit 35 hours, though, which was nice. I think just one more Wily 5 entry that I'm done for the sesh. I mean, a plug entry is good, but that's like the only thing of note that happened this session. Besides maybe fixing the FPS drop, but like no counting on that. Clearly the solution is just VSync and then use Mega Man click between frames. That's what we gotta do. To not have to make the trade-off. Also, is CBF just like frame-independent polling or what? Because if so, that's just a really funny way to have to refer to like frame-independent polling now. Why people don't even say frame-independent polling anymore, they say click between frames. CBF protected. What if they had CBF blockers in, like, fucking sports events? Is this anything? Guy runs like a sub 9.5 100 meter, and then it's just CBF detected loser at the end, and then he gets fucking shot. Is this anything? I gotta say, CBF blockers are maybe, like, the only genuine example of, like, video game artificial difficulty I've ever seen. Like, it's literally just, like, blocking off, like, the best way of input handling because fuck you. Like, yeah, without it, it makes the game... if you get rid of the CBF blocker, it's easier, but that's just because everything is easier with CBF because CBF just makes input polling as good as it can be. Like, what are we doing here? Like, artificial difficulty is kind of like a bland term, but, like, that is genuinely the only, like, real, like, fully real application of it I can think of. Also, this space thing didn't fix the issue. Unfucking fortunate. I'll turn desync back on. I think it's just genuinely getting really annoying to play with the choppiness. Even if it feels worse inputs-wise. I'm just gonna blame Windows 11 and call it a day. It is probably Windows 11's fault, ultimately. Why are you on Windows 11? It was pre-installed when I got this computer like 4 years ago. I did not have a say in the matter. I entirely skipped using Windows 10 for, like, anything on my home computer. My old computer ran 8.1, and then I got this one, which was pre-installed with 11. I was gonna say consider pivoting to Linux, because basically all I'm gonna need to do is, like, have an NES emulator, and NES emulators run on Linux, but then I remembered fan games and also Mega Man 11 and 12 exist. And I don't know if those are gonna run on Linux or not, even with the stuff that, like, tries to get it to work on Linux. Plus, I just don't think my brain is wired right for Linux. I think more than I want something that's not Windows, I just want Windows that isn't fucking ontologically evil. That's what I actually wanted from an operating system. I am aware. That is part of the reason why I said I want non-ontologically evil Windows. Hugged the wrong wall award. I think I might just do like one more attempt because this session is like not getting anywhere. The ontology is pre-installed, famously. For what it's worth, I am like actively delaying my Windows updates by as much as possible, whenever possible. So that I'm stuck on like the marginally less ontologically evil version for a longer period of time. Nice! Nice, nice, nice. Nice fucking 10 FPS drop. Wait, it's also spiking my CPU usage, is that? Like my what's that? My OBS CPU usage spiked at the same time as the Sophia like. It's just a CPU thing? Do I have to like close Discord? If the issue is just closing Discord, I swear to God. It would be so funny if Discord made a literal NES emulator not able to run at 60 FPS 100% of the time. But also I couldn't check Task Manager quick enough to see what the CPU spike was about. I do genuinely think that, that OBS spiking CPU usage at the same time is a pretty big clue. And also, like, this doesn't even happen with, like, fan games. Like, if I'm playing something in the Megamex engine, I don't have this issue. It is specifically an NES emulator issue. I'll probably just post about this in the Mega Man Speedrunning Discord at some point. because they probably have a better sense of what's going on than I do. I should like to make a comprehensive list of everything I tried that didn't work. So far, it's been like restarting my computer that didn't work, high program priority that didn't work, clearing out disk space that didn't work, and vsync that didn't work. Girl who gets hit by that? Okay. I think I'll do like one more attempt. That doesn't die to a transition room. Either 5. I do hope I can get to the bottom of this before the end of the grind. Also, I've gotten to the point where I've just forgotten that I'm playing on VSync input delay-wise. I think I'll just do one more base attempt and then end. Because it's like 5 PM. Oh, it's a computer-wide thing, honest, I think. I think it's genuinely a computer-wide issue. It's not a dystopia issue or anything. It is genuinely just a whole computer issue. Noted. Because that time I saw my CPU spike, I saw my FPS on OBS drop, and I also saw live split stutter. So I genuinely think it is just a whole computer issue. It's like a mini version of the micro stuff of like the once a day stutters I get on my computer that I just never noticed until now, but it's affecting this. So it's not a dystopia issue, like at all. Let me check the. Okay, I think I saw something on Reddit that, like, might be it. It's like a PC power plan thing with Ryzen. With, like, the GPU that I have. I'll see if that fixes it. If not, I'll, like, try the stuff that isn't specific to AMD. I think it's gonna take, like, a while, like, every time I, like, tab out to get reused to the input lag from VSync, but I guess it's just what I gotta do. This will be my last attempt to stream, at least. I kind of messed up the pattern, but it's fine. Okay, I got a Wily 500 on the last attempt of the stream anyway. Nice. It's really funny how I've been able to have a good mental for the actual game part of this grind, and all of the parts where I've gotten, like, frustrated are at stuff that is, like, computer or OBS issues, and the game itself has, like, not been something I've gotten frustrated over at all. Conclusion, the hardest thing in this grind is my computer. And /or OBS. That is what actually makes this top 1 Mega Man accomplishment. Did it help? Did not help. I will change the power plan again. Oh, it didn't apply? It did not apply the changes. It's not letting me change the plan at all? It is not letting me change the plan. For some reason. Like, the button to apply the changes to the plan is not there. Oh, it was just within the actual plan settings. Okay. Right. I'll check if that does anything. If it doesn't, I guess I just gotta hold that. Really weird rebound. Okay, that's the end of the sesh. We're doing shoot stuff. You should submit this to the hardest video game achievements list. I'm saying I should agenda post about this. Oh, wrong capture. There we go. It is nice to note that it's just a whole computer issue and not a Nestopia specific issue. It's nice to have that confirmation. Hopefully this changes things. I don't trust it to, but it's worth a shot. Probably the worst actual session so far. Just kind of nothing, but if a nothing session gets the plug, that's a good sign. Nothing session getting the plug is a very good sign. Why did that just leave for some reason, huh? Make a no stream tomorrow because on top of getting home super early, I have something to do after I... On top of getting home super late, I also have something to do after I get home super late. So tomorrow is just gonna suck, but I don't really have a say in the matter, so, you know. I think during Parrots Marathon, I'm just gonna try and raid other people besides her, and then just like pop into her stream. I'll shoot on to find a raid, I think. Not super thrilled with the session, but I hope that the breakthrough I made on the lag spikes is gonna actually do anything. Getting a plug on tree is nice though. Getting a plug on tree is really nice. Okay, see ya.